Hello, welcome back to another video. I've been out on some more viewings this week. No luck, unfortunately. In fact, I've been looking in a different area, which is new for me. But you've got to keep options open, but still no luck. Obviously, of course, I'm still very keen on finding in Liverpool. You've just got to look at different options sometimes, especially considering the market. But in this video, what we're going to discuss? In this video, we're going to discuss what I look for when I go on property viewings. So I'll get asked this question a lot, and I thought it could be helpful for some people. What do I look for? Now, I'm no expert, but certainly I have a process in which I follow when I go out on property viewings. Seeing as I'm getting in the car, might as well talk about it. I'm going to be selling my car. So if anyone out there wants a VW Scirocco, white, very pretty car, drives very well, has a good bit of go to it, drop me a DM. Let's set up a deal. I'll sell it to you. And then you can drive a car that was driven by Justin Wilkins, the YouTuber. That probably devalues it a bit, but you never know. If you want to buy it, drop me a message and we'll set up a viewing and you can come and have a look. I'm going to be selling this, using the funds to buy two cars, not that this car is worth much money, but I'm going to use it to buy two lower value cars. I'm always talking about property. Two lower value cars, one that's like a weekend car, one that's a car that I care a little bit less about. So then whenever I'm turning my hand to doing a bit of DIY, painting, removals, whatever it is, I don't have to worry so much about it. And then a weekend car, a nice little sporty two-seater or something. Back like when I used to own a Toyota MR2. They were the days. So anyway, drop me a DM. I'll sell you my Scirocco. So if you haven't noticed already, in recent weeks I've been going on a bit of a tangent with my videos, whereas this week I'm coming straight back to basics. Some of my most popular videos and useful videos, like the one where I first bought my buy-to-let property up here, they were just basic, quick videos and they offer value and tips. So that's what we're doing. So in this video we're talking about what can you look for, what should you look for when on a property viewing to quickly establish how much work it's going to need, if the property is right for you, if it's a good potential project. So let's get straight into it. So when I arrive at a property, I'll try and arrive 5 minutes before the viewing. It's not always possible, but if I can, 5 minutes before, 10 minutes before, just to get a feel for the area. You'll quickly be able to pick up on the vibe of what the street is like, what the locals are like, and if you can, have a look at the other properties around you, just to see what condition the houses are surrounding the property that you're viewing. Again, you'll get an idea as to whether it's homeowners, whether it's a lot of landlords in the area, and what kind of area it is. So moving on to the actual viewing, when I'm about to go into the property and the estate agent's there and we're about to start the viewing, I'll look at the roof. So I'll stand back, perhaps across the other side of the road, I'll have a look at the roof. Now by looking at the roof, as I say, I'm no expert when it comes to the roof, but by looking at the roof you can get a rough idea whether you think that needs work doing to it or not. I'm absolutely no expert, but take a picture, and then if that's the property you shortlist down the line, you've got a picture of that roof that you can send to a builder and say, what do you think based off of this picture? Does it need any work? So on. Moving into the house, I'm going to be looking for three particular things: electrics, boiler, and then just any general maintenance works. So the first one is most likely to be electrics, and that's because they're most likely to be located on the ground floor, either in the porch, the front sitting room, or in a cupboard off the kitchen. Not always, but most likely. Now if you have a look at them, see if they're old, if it's an old consumer unit and new or old wiring. Now you might not necessarily want something with brand new consumer unit and wiring because you want to do a refurb, but regardless it will help you work out your costs, and if you take a picture, whatever it is, of what is there, so you've got that for record. Next up you're going to be doing the boiler. Have a look at the boiler and it will be the same scenario. Have a look, see if it's old or new, take a picture, make a mental note, and then move on. Going through the property, you're going to have a look to see how much work is needed, because in my opinion you shouldn't be writing notes necessarily, but you should be in your mind going, this needs doing, this needs doing, this needs doing. And even if you're not an expert, totting up a rough idea of how much you think it's going to cost. So that's what I do. I'm very much present and in the viewing when I'm there. I'm not on a clipboard or anything. And then I will do the full viewing, leave the property, sit in the car, and I will make notes on everything. So everything I've seen, you know, what I think of the area, the electrics, the boiler, you know, how much I think the refurb roughly is going to cost. Even if you're not an expert, just make a note of what you roughly think it will cost, because when you get back and then you've got one that says £5,000 to £7,000 refurb, and then you've got one that needs everything and a new roof, and you might have put down £15,000 to £20,000 refurb, at least you compare them like for like off of what you think the value will be to refurbish it. So, and then last of all, I'll draw the floor plan if the agent hasn't provided one, because for me, I'm a very visual person, and looking at a floor plan will really help me visualize and remember the property that I've seen. So they're my tips, really quick, really basic. If you've bought a property before, then you're going to be like, then you'll think that they are ridiculously easy. However, for someone brand new, I hope they can help so that you can make your viewings as efficient as possible. So please like the video if you've enjoyed it, and if it's been useful, drop me a comment if you've got any questions, and I will see you next week.